Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. You ready to roll too? You professional, and I see the hubby is
You
in supporting.
yes.
I told him we got to get him on here as a guest, and he gave me a bet. So we go ahead and get this going. But thank
Yes.
you for being here, and we are at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to get this party started. All right, so
All
I want to
right.
thank you all for viewing, for listening to RDC Speak Life sessions. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, RDC Speak Life sessions. You can watch this broadcast again on my YouTube page, Rodney Damon Collins TV. Today, I have an incredible guest today. Her and her family, I've known them for over 20 years. Just beautiful people, but very, very successful people. And through the success, they've had to break a lot of eggs and making this omelet that they serve every day. And so, you like that? You like
I
that?
like
Yeah, because that's what you're doing. You're making something. You're whipping
that.
it up.
I like that. I hadn't heard that before.
Well, you was breaking them. And I have before me Phylanice Nashe, who is a lawyer. She is a philanthropist. She is an educator, entrepreneur. She is a criminal justice reform advocate. She has accomplished an incredible amount in her life. She is a mother and she is a wife. So to me, those to me, like when you handle at home, everything else is cool. But you got to handle that home first, and she handles the home. So without further ado, show some love, give me some fist bumps, whatever, for my girl and your girl, Phylanice Nashe.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
That was a girl. That same thing you said when you were like, I hadn't heard that before. That on the comeback. That sounds good. So I have to thank God for all of that. He works through me and for the
Yes.
things that he wants. He so, and I'm gonna take my glasses off because I don't know if you can see, but I'm like misting up at the bottom.
I can see you fine. I can see you fine.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm just thankful that you made time available. Made yourself available to be a part of my show. You are an incredible woman. I've watched what you've accomplished throughout your life. Ever since the days when we were working in the same unit together back in the day. We won't mention the name of the company, but we were working in that same unit.
No,
No.
no, we will not. Yes, that was a
Whew.
long time ago, and we've come a
Mighty
mighty
long.
long way.
Well, I really want to just jump right in because I want to respect your time. And, how's it going in Nashville? Is it the weather? Is it hot there now?
So we have our off and on days. Day is in the 60s. It's been raining for the past couple of days, but it's off and on. I mean, folks are really, really trying to get out of the house, with COVID, and you're seeing more people in the neighborhood that you
Yeah.
really didn't see before. And a lot of people walking and, so you're seeing more of your neighbors now. We're supposed to be coming off of COVID lift
Really?
next week. So yeah. So the Governor Lee has, he's being cautious, but he's also being realistic about the economy as well too. And so there are some counties like the seat, the county seat for Nashville, going to start reopening. So except for nail salons and ladies, we can't get our hair did just yet.
Oh my God.
In that, we have a little while longer. Now some of the surrounding counties are dabbling in that, but yeah. So it'll be very interesting. We're not going to fall for the okey doke. We're going to pull back a little bit because the numbers, in my opinion, I'm not a medical expert, but the numbers just are not right. And I'm listening to, people that we know here, because we have Meharry Medical College, which is a historical Black college. And, it's the medical professionals are not seeing what needs to be seen in the numbers. And even people on national news, they're not saying we're totally ready yet. But so you'll just have to make proper individual decisions.
I hear you on that, because when I'm thinking with regard to all these places opening up, this is kind of like a test sample. And I was like, I'm not a lab rat. I'm sorry, but you can't use me to see if I get sick, so then you can go back and call everybody back home. Not going to be a part of the experiment.
Right.
Sorry. I've heard of Tuskegee. I heard what happened there. I'm good. No, I'm not. No, thank you. You know, so, but it's pretty hot here. It's 94 today. It was 97 yesterday. People are violating the state safe at home. They're going to the beach. They playing, man. They playing with fire. But I'm good. I can see the ocean. I can see it. I'll be at the beach soon enough. Oh, family's good.
Family's good.
Chilling, you know. They Phylanice upstairs writing. She's writing a book right now. You know, so she's on.
Very. So press
so
on,
man, we gonna get
on.
into it, man, because with the introduction of Phylanice, I wanted to save this because she also recently launched an incredible podcast entitled The Phylanice Nashe Experience. I highly recommend you subscribe, follow, like, rate, do whatever, share it. Phylanice Nashe Experience. This podcast, I've listened to it. I believe in it. I love the message. You have to listen to it. And I'm just going to jump into it right now. Phil, can you tell me what made you want to start this podcast? You know, you've accomplished all this other stuff. It's like, is that enough? Or you was like, no, I got to keep it moving. I thought you was retired.
Well, that's where this all came from. So, it was, I was getting closer to retirement, and I'm like, okay, now what are my goals for 2020? What do I want to do? I could just sit down and be, you know, on the couch, or, you know, I could find something to do. And this is right around in the fall of last year, I started getting into podcasts and listening to podcasts, and then seeing people that I know locally have been podcasting for years. Like, so this is not a new thing. And really just found podcasting to be really invigorating and interesting. And I'm like, I have something to say, because this was right around the time I thought about writing a book about, you know, entrepreneurship, and focus of the book that I'm writing will be about the relationship between the entrepreneur and their spouse or their supporting person, and how to maintain that and how to preserve that. And so I wanted to kind of, you know, make that something auditory that people can hear, because audiobooks are awesome and great. So I started researching, started to look up, you know, how you can have a low budget podcast, because you can go all out. You can have a full blown production, or simple, but you all end up on the same platforms. You all end up on Apple. We all end up on Google. And so ultimately, I just wanted to find something that I would enjoy, and also a platform that I could share with other people. So, you know, you'll be on next month on my podcast. So we just recorded not too long ago. And so again, just to kind of talk about entrepreneurship. So the basis of it is to talk about entrepreneurship, the things that I love: entrepreneurship, philanthropy, criminal justice reform. But then I go beyond that, like, you know, things that are in the news. But most of the conversations that I've had have been surrounding entrepreneurship. And I'm really excited to see couples on the show too, and talk about their journey. But really, that's just kind of how I got started in it.
Look at all that energy. And she talking, when I talked to Phylanice and Turner, her husband's name is Turner, a few months ago, and she was saying she retired. I'm like, dang, I know she's young, but I was like, so eventually we gonna get into that too, because you know, when people are watching this video, they gonna be like, she retired. Well, what they doing? So, but with being involved in entrepreneurship for over 25 years, because yesterday we were having a little conversation, and you were like, well, my husband has been. I was like, time out on the floor, 20-second. I need a 20. I had to call that 20-second. I was like, you two are married. Whatever he's doing, you're doing. You feeling it in a different way. And so I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I just said, you know, you have been in entrepreneurship for 25 years. And then you said, well, I've only been doing it for, you know, a few years. You've been doing it 25 years. What would be
for that.
five important things to consider when you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur?
Okay, I actually have 6.
Go ahead, break the rules.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So I have a presentation that's called a Come to Jesus, and that essentially is: are you ready to be an entrepreneur? Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Because a lot of people, entrepreneurship is difficult. You don't usually see a profit for the first 2 or 3 years, but you have to do an evaluation. So here are my 6 things, and I'll break them down. Okay. First, you need to evaluate yourself. Are you right for entrepreneurship? Second, is your family and or significant other ready for the leap of entrepreneurship? Third is defining entrepreneurship goals. Fourth, doing research. Next is creating a business plan with like set milestones. And the last one I think is very, very important is getting connected with the entrepreneur community or resources and organizations that support or incubate startups. So let me break those down. So the first one is evaluate yourself. Are you right for entrepreneurship? Do you have the personality types? And there are certain personality types that most entrepreneurs exhibit. They're driven, they're strong, they are persistent, they're hardworking, they dig in. Or do you like to be in a comfort zone, or are you risk adverse? Because entrepreneurship is all about taking risks. Balls to the
life's right? Short, man. Play hard.
Yeah. So I've taken a personality test. So what I recommend is people take like a Myers-Briggs to find out what kind of makes them tick. And then also, do you have high emotional intelligence? Meaning, are you bitter? Do you hold on to things? Do you take constructive criticism as a personal attack? So if those are things that you find after taking these kinds of, quizzes, and there are free ones online, then things you need to work on to get yourself ready. The second thing, is your family and significant other ready for entrepreneurship? So when an entrepreneur leaps, the family leaps. It's not a solo endeavor. So can y'all afford for someone to be an entrepreneur full time? And Turner and I will tell you, when we counsel people and mentor people, it's a both and. Don't drop your day job. It's the job and you hustling on the side. Okay, both and, until your hustle is able to sustain your lifestyle full time. And is your family lifestyle conducive to being able to support that? Do you need to, bump down on certain things that you purchase? Is your child care stable? Can your kids stay in private school? Do you have to bump them down to public school? Are there any known or unknown medical issues that you may have to pay? Because we know medical bills are super expensive, and they can wipe people out. I've handled bankruptcy cases for people who have had car accidents, not their fault, but they're in medical, in dire straits. So do you have anything? Don't buy the yacht. Who said that? Joey Wilson. That's exactly right. Then do what I call a relationship SWOT analysis. Can your spouse sustain, or first of all, what's your communication level at now? Do you guys communicate well? If not, you may want to start with maybe counseling, or having a mediator help you guys get on a level where you can have full-blown good, very good conversations with one another, because it's stressful, especially when your significant other is away from the house a lot, right? So can you sustain that? Do you have trust issues that may be exacerbated by the fact that now you're out kicking it all the time, and at these, once COVID, so we got to remember where we are. We're not socially engaging with one another, but eventually when we are, you're going to networking events, or your time is consumed on a lot of Zoom calls. and your spouse is doing domestic,
Yes.
their thing, sometimes that can be a seed for resentment.
Right.
Right? It's like you're having fun going to the, talking to these people, and, you're perceiving it as work, but then your spouse is perceiving it as, look at you over there kicking it, living your best life, and I'm over here. You got to be on the same page. Okay. And then one thing about the family spouse thing, how far and how long is your family willing to give you? Is there a time frame where, look, baby, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm with you, but we put a time limit on this. Let's see, in 6 months, where are you? In a year, where are you? How long are we going to go through this before we see a profit? The real questions, real discussions.
Wow.
But it's to have that up front. How far are they willing to let you go? And then moving into the gritty. What, you got anything for that?
Man,
I hear you.
I was just gonna say real quick. My man Joey Wilson is in. Real quick, he's a writer. He's executive of writer producer. He was for NCIS LA, as well as for the Shy on Showtime. We went to college together, so I had to, my dude. Hey man, I need to catch up with you. I see you in here, man. Thanks for joining. so I'm back, and he's from Cleveland too.
Oh, OH, Joey. Next.
So.
Okay, so the third goal is defining your entrepreneurship goals. What do you want to achieve? And the other thing is, too, when you start a business or you're thinking to start about a business, find out where the gap is. Where, if you ever watch Shark Tank and the people go up and they say, hey, have you ever had X, Y to the Z happen? Or, I was going through this experience and I noticed that there was a lack of blah, blah, blah. Solution. What is the need that your solution is taking care of, or trying to fulfill? Because you'll have more success if there are people who have a need for that. And do your research, right?
Yes.
I research all the time. I'm researching, competitors. I love information. Data is your friend. So to know where's the best place, should I have an online presence? Should I, in this COVID, I think a lot of business owners learned a tremendous amount, including the seasoned entrepreneurs. People who have been around for a while have figured out that they did not have enough money in reserve to stretch out being closed this long. So research, we're in a new arena now. So research now, if you're looking at, trying to start a business, how not having a physical location or a brick and mortar location, try looking at being an online presence, having a primary online presence. And then you have to do a business plan. Sorry. You can't just say, hey man, I got this idea, wham, 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 give me some dollars. Nope. That's not gonna happen. You have to have a plan, right?
So I can't just show up to the bank like, yo, I got this plan, this business. Me and my girl was talking about this plan, and yo, can you do this? This is what we get ready to do. I need about 200,000 to start.
Right.
Hook a brother up.
Right. You could do that. You could definitely walk into the bank and say that, yo, I want money. I got this great idea. What you think about it? He'll be like, Now, here's the thing. Most people, even investors, banks want to see the business plan, and maybe they also want to see some contracts that you have to fulfill, and they know it's real. Go to investors like VCs and angel investors and that type of thing. They want to see sales. Yeah. So that means that you have to have put action to your dream yourself. You would have had to make some sacrifices, like you had to stop going to Starbucks, save some money, invest some of that.
Drive through,
I thought they were closed. Okay. I haven't been to a Starbucks long. I have a withdrawal. But when you go to get a capitalist to give you money, they want a return on a guaranteed, almost 100% guaranteed ROI on their investment, and looking at 6 to 7%. So guarantee that, right? And they're wanting to invest, especially if you're asking for ownership interest, you have to have some kind of sales to establish what your company's value is, right? So the better way to approach for someone to potentially invest money or to get loans later on is to at least have some kind of sales, or at least POs that you have to fulfill.
Okay.
The last thing, support and resource. So here in Nashville, we have an entrepreneur center. Turner sits on the board of that, and we're both members of a supporting entity called the McWhorter Circle, and for the entrepreneur center. And they're all over the place. There's incubation centers all over the place. And I would recommend a startup, even if you've had a couple $100,000 to $1 million, still get plugged in, because they can get you into a great network that's focused in on your particular area. And you can also talk with other entrepreneurs and say, man, did you encounter this? What's been your experience with this? They can help you kind of shortcut some things. So that's my long answer to the 5. Woo! I gave you 6.
Well, I'm glad we got this recorded, because people going to need to listen to this again to really take it in. Joey said,
sure.
He was like, I want to see the plan before I invest. So when I was talking, but I got to say, what's up to somebody else, Sherry Morris. She is in Cleveland, Ohio. She has her own spa, Her Gifted Hands. So if you're in Cleveland, make sure you support my girl. She's incredible. She works real hard. She is an entrepreneur grinding very hard. So I'm glad you're into this conversation today, Sherry. You said some very important things, and all those 6 elements are very, very important. Ranking now. We're going to do a little ranking. If you were to rank the most important thing, and thinking about who's on the bus with you, who would you say, which one is the most important aspect of being an entrepreneur?
I actually put them in order.
It was in the order already. See?
Order felt like you should go. And you could do them at the same time. Like they can, on a parallel path. But you need to have the come to Jesus meeting first. I think you need to do that yourself, your self SWOT, your family and spouse SWOT. Because there's a concept that Turner and I have come up with, and it's called your significant other has to be able to absorb that broken entrepreneur spirit. You're home every day, like I just knocked it out of the park. You're probably going to be coming home with a lot of things to think about, and a lot of no's, right? And so I really think that self-analyzation piece is key, because you need to have. So I was family SWOT, self SWOT, goal setting, search, business plan, and getting connected. Like the research, I would say goals and the research probably come together. Doing those in the background at the same time you're doing your SWOT. But a business plan is not going to come until after your research is completed, and you can in the background while you're doing all this is be networking and talking to people.
A question just popped in my mind while you were talking, because I'm like, man, these are some great steps. Have you ever thought about consulting for people who want to start their businesses? I know I'm just throwing a business at you, but there are so many people who need to understand this. This is no joke. Even as an actor, this is. Let me see. Cheryl just said, "What we do and decide definitely affects others in our family." That's right. Everybody's gonna feel it, and even as an actor,
Yeah.
I feel it because I'm a business by myself. And I have to market myself properly. Like my wife, you know, she had to be all in on it because there'd be times when the phone ain't ringing, and I'm like, oh. And I don't need her to be like, well, babe, you need to quit. I need her to be like, no, you doing this. We done invested too much time in this. You stand up in this. You ain't quitting. You know, you don't want nobody to be like, oh, well, you know, just go ahead and do something else. No, you want somebody who believes in you and is going to be your biggest cheerleader. Like, okay, I keep you down. I ain't going to let you quit. We might have to change the way we're doing it.
Right.
But I ain't going to let you quit.
Right.
So, I just really just wanted to bring that out. Go ahead.
Not so much consulting, but doing roundtable discussions. So one of the other things that I've brainstormed to begin this year, and really I actually had a roundtable scheduled in March, but unfortunately we had tornadoes here in Nashville, and our location was destroyed. And then we also had some couples where they're in real estate. So one of the couples that was going to come and attend, it was 6 couples. And what it is an opportunity to talk as couples in different stages of entrepreneurship. And these were all professionals. I'm talking about physicians, husband-wife physician teams, husband-wife real estate teams. One was an entrepreneur, one was not. Another couple where one is in comedy and one is in total. So entrepreneurs, some in different areas, some in the same. And they, you know, the ones that have real estate had property damage. But what I've been doing is wanting to reset and have these couples discussions where we talk about how to preserve your relationship no matter where you are in the entrepreneurship scene. And then eventually what I want to is start having these as events, right? That's kind of where the money comes in. But really right now, I'm just trying to share. I
think your girl Alicia is in the house. What's up, Alicia? So, man, we covered a lot in that one question. Now,
we did.
You are involved also with criminal justice reform. In what ways are you impacting this movement? Because I know you're a lawyer, so I already know you know how to go to bat. You know how to go to war. So, so what's up?
I do. The majority of my criminal justice reform after I left being an attorney, it was when I started working in the family business, and the family business was criminal or correctional tech. It was a correct tech company, an IT company, and so our business was, you know, over the last decade, and probably mostly within the last 6 years, we, as well as our team, because you can't really become successful without a dedicated team. So we've been able to serve almost 500,000 incarcerated citizens with quality, free education.
Can you repeat that number again?
And we are almost to the 500,000 mark of incarcerated citizens that have used our technology and educational programming in some sort of way. And so this has been through several different programs that we've developed that are run over tablets, correctionally graded tablets behind the wall. And this would include ebooks for your college courses, GED preparation, life skills, and entrepreneurship courses.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Part of that has been to, you know, when you start a business, you have to talk to your customers, and our end user are incarcerated citizens. So I have been in prisons and jails all over the United States, you know, been in pods. I've, you know, been face to face with our end user and have talked to them about what's been your experience on the tablet. the content. Tell me, is there something else that you'd like to see? And we take your tool, the program to make it fit. We need it in multiple languages. We need it in Spanish. Our population out in California and Arizona and Texas, we need to translate it. So you have to talk to your customer to know what they need.
Okay, so you're just doing some amazing work right now. And for those of you guys who just signed in, you listening and watching RDC Speak Life Sessions, I'm here with the amazing Phylanice Nashe, who's just breaking it down on entrepreneurship, giving us a master class, I would say. That's what I feel like I can have it right now. This phrase right here, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. How does that make you feel?
So a couple things came to mind when you said that. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Jadakiss, because this one came from him. Hard work will beat talent if talent doesn't work hard.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing that came to my mind was, if you want to go biblical, faith without works is dead.
You want me to pass the plate now? Not yet. Okay.
Reaching into your pocket though. But
reach into the pocket, okay. Or you reach into your Cash App or your Venmo too.
Yeah. Venmo, PayPal. But the point to that, to me, is you have to put forth action and hard, grinding work. And sometimes for a long time, in order for a dream to eventually become valuable and have worth. That's what I got from.
So basically, get ready for the marathon.
Yeah, anything is a marathon. School is college is a marathon. Is a marathon, but you get out of it.
Yes. Put
into it. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, sometimes timing is an element as well, because pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and nothing is happening. And then all of a sudden, one day, you're like, thank you, Jesus. Like, doors that you could not even imagine opening are opening. And that's one of those characteristics of, when you're evaluating yourself, am I tenacious, or am I just like, I try one time?
Yeah, you got to be in it. You really have to be committed. And timing is so critical, because I recognize that, because right after college, I really tried to launch my acting career. But I had gotten married, and my son and daughter came very quickly. Yep. I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, which is, I love Ohio. That's my home. But you can't build a long-term acting career that will sustain you in Ohio. It's just, that's just the reality of it. So I had to table that and, work, in corporate America and do some other stuff until the timing was right, till my son and daughter was older, and then the opportunity presented itself out here. So timing is critical, because if I had kept going after it when my family was real young, I would probably say I probably wouldn't be married right now.
But you knew that, and when we talked about that before, you had your priorities arranged in such a way that as the man of the household, family comes first. Until you were able to be out in LA and Hollywood. But yeah, and timing is everything, because think about it like this, Rod. If you had been out there earlier, maybe there were some opportunities that you would have missed that you have now. Like, being on the show with Kerry Washington and seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Back then.
You're right. Now you got me smiling. All right. Okay, let me think about this. My next question is, this is something that I just learned about you when I was reading the bio that you sent me, that you and Turner are wine connoisseurs.
I would not say I'm a
connoisseur. You're a member of a wine club, whatever y'all do. You know,
Yes,
I like to
yes.
drink a glass of wine, to chill. I drink maybe
Okay.
2 or 3 days a week, just a glass of red wine. Do you have any recommendations for a brother, or everybody out there listening? I need
I,
to know. And something ain't gonna break the
I,
budget because I'm still climbing. I ain't at the peak.
mm-mm.
I ain't at the peak. I might have to go to Aldi and get some wine. I don't know.
We're all learning and still climbing. So I would say that so we Turner and I are members of a food and wine. It's an international thing. It's been around for a long time. It's called Chanda Rotase, and they expose you to, like, how when you go to a restaurant and the
Yeah.
plate's like that big, and it sits in the middle of the plate, and then you got this wine. They have these parties where it's
Mm-hmm.
like 7 courses of soups and different meats, and but you get a
Yes.
different wine with each one, and they have a sommelier, like international
Mm-hmm.
sommelier, explaining the details about this wine, where it comes from, what you should taste, how it should, and then they pair it with something that's going to enhance the flavors. Now, in
Yeah.
my day-to-day life, I don't really think about pairings. So when you look up a wine and it says pair it with lamb, I'm probably going to drink it pasta. Or so so I'll recommend.
Okay.
I have two for you. Two. And the first one is my absolute favorite. And it does not break the bank, but this is one that I learned from
Okay.
this food and wine club. And my French is not,
Hey, all
so
I know
just
is
bear
good
with
weed, so
me.
go
It's
ahead.
Telegraph Chateauneuf du Pape La Crue. And it is an $89 wine.
Okay.
And the early 2000s, like 2003, 2006, I have a bottle of a 2003, 2006.
Okay.
It's a nice red. And, it goes really well with, like, steak.
Uh-oh.
I'll be honest with you, a good steak meat
Okay.
wine. The second one, I love this one because this one I was introduced to by one of my friends, The Prisoner, and it's by the Prisoner
Mm.
Wine Company. Um, and it's out of so first one was a French wine. This one
Oh,
is
from
from
Napa.
Napa
Oh,
Valley.
okay, from Napa.
$49. Napa Valley. That's out there by you. It's
Yeah.
$49. This one, it's paired with lamb. I've had it with shrimp, steak. It's all around great, great wine.
Really.
And then if you want to go one step, third one, Robert Mondavi
Uh huh.
has a barreled
Mm-hmm.
wine that they've kind of they aged it in barrel, but it's a Robert Mondavi. It's a red wine. Um, yeah, Portuguese. I don't know if I've ever had Portuguese, but I have had Australian, and I think I've also had an African wine too.
Right.
They're good. They're very good. When they tell you about how it's supposed to taste, you taste it exactly how they tell you it's supposed to taste. Otherwise, you might be like, I'm not sure. And but yeah, those are my
Okay.
two. Those are my three. And the Robert 29,
Oh,
20
I
something.
see. I like that. I like that price. That's a nice price. Oh,
Oh, a place to go because I visited
thank
this
you, Turner.
some years back,
You
2015.
put the name in there.
Thank you, Turner. We went to a friend of mine went to the winery. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name. The director for The
The
Godfather. What's
Godfather.
his name?
Oh, good grief. Not Scorsese. No, not Scorsese.
No.
Joey, man, I know you're still in the combo, I think. Godfather. I can't look it up real quick. Who wrote it? Directed. We'll find it. We'll find it. We'll find it. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. But go ahead. Just go ahead.
It was hear me?
Now I can hear you. I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me? Okay. Coppola.
Coppola.
Thank you,
Yes.
Turner. Coppola. Francis. He has a winery out
Okay.
there, and he actually has all of his movies. So the from the Godfather is there, but
Yes.
he has a whole like array of wine, like at the grocery store. So look him up. Francis Coppola has some really good red wines. He has one that's called Claret, and it comes in like this. It's a black bottle with a gold label. You get it at the grocery store. It's pretty good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to grab one of those bottles because I like to relax with a glass of wine, especially when I'm if I'm writing or if I'm like working on my scripts or something like that. It's kind of just chill, you know. I put on a little. And I'm the type of learner where even in college, I always have some music in the background. I'm not the dude who has to have it completely quiet because my mind wanders in quiet. I need a little background.
Yeah. Or you just kind of mellow,
it depends
chilling
on the
out.
mood, like what I'm trying to do. Like when I was finishing writing my book, I stayed up the last 2 nights before it was due. I stayed up 24 hours. And I had Luther going all night. It was Luther, you know. I was just flowing. Me and Luther, you know. And I was just going. If this world was mine, all that stuff. It just helped me just flow. So, yeah, that's the type of person I am. I need, music helps me learn. It keeps me going. Complete silence, my mind will wander. I'll be daydreaming. I can't do it. I don't study in silence. So, yeah, man, I know me. Yourself. I know me. Oh, see, Tony just throwing all the names now. Oh, Campbell or Vandross. Oh, no. There wasn't no Luther Campbell. Oh, man, he just messed me up with that one. I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, man. Uncle Luke, yeah. I can't do that. Uncle Luke and try to focus. It'd be all crazy. Can't sit still. I do have some fun questions now. We got about 5 minutes left before I got to release you for the rest of your Saturday. One thing that I live by, I have a mantra that I live by, which is leave on E, leave on empty, and I got that from Eric Thomas. Eric, the hip hop preacher, is what he's known as. It's something that I subscribe to, that I want to leave this world completely empty of every gift God has given me. Do you live by like a mantra or you have a quote or something that just kind of just bonds you to everything that you're doing? All right.
Yeah, I do. And it's something that I learned being in software and IT. It's called to do, in progress, and done. Okay, and those are the 3 stages of, and it's applied to anything. When you're getting ready to ask and you're thinking about it, you're in to do. Once you begin, you're in progress, and when you've completed the task, you are now done. You're finished. I'm a really structured person. I like, and this is the process that I follow a lot, and sometimes it's kind of subconscious. But, you know, when in IT, the person who leads the development team is called the Scrum Master, right? And so if you talk to Turner, he'll be like, "No, stop scrumming me." You know.
Just a little buffering. There we go. It's a little buffer for a second, so we need to hear that again. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it just is a way for me to process complex issues. I've been doing that for over 20 years. So remember, if we learned this at the job we had in common, the PAR approach, problem, action, result. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's almost like that. It's kind of. So I like to go with the to do, in progress, and done. That's how I view my life. That's how I break down complex issues, and that's how I approach things because of the structure that I like to have.
Process, done. Okay, I'm gonna have to add that to the repertoire. Fatima said there's nothing like a good talk and a glass of wine. See, we got to do these talks with a glass of wine. Now we got to add that in there.
Now, my glass. I told you have a drink, but I can have water in here.
I got just one question for you. What is your most the most adventurous thing that you've done?
So I just got finished telling you I'm very structured. So I analyze things before I do it. So I told Turner this. I said, this is the only thing I could come up with. You know those ride the slingshots where they propel you up in the air, like it's like it's like they count down and they propel you up in the air and they
bungee jumping.
So I did that. They have one at the Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. They count you down and then they shoot you up this tower and then you just kind of flop when I was up there, but thankfully I'm still here.
Man, I don't do that type of stuff. Now I will zip line. I'll skydive maybe. I know my wife has. I watched her from the ground.
Why you didn't do it with her?
Good plane. I'm good. I'm gonna be there. I'm right here. I'm supporting you. I'm looking up like I'm just waiting. I'm good. I don't need to do that one. Now, as we are coming to the close of our time here, because we've been going for about 50 minutes, and I just thank you very much for being a part of it, this interview today. Everybody who's listening and watching, make sure you follow Phylanice Nashe on IG. Follow her. Subscribe, like, share, follow the podcast, The Phylanice Nashe Experience. Make sure you follow it. She has a beautiful graphic. You will be able to recognize it when you go to Apple, Spotify. It is showing it like, bam, it hits you. Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. Let me see. I can't believe you did that, Phil. She said she can. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, make sure you follow and subscribe.
Again,
any other ways you want people to keep in touch with you?
Yeah. So I'm new to Instagram. I signed up just for this interview, Rodney. So I would love for people to follow me at Phylanice Nashe, and I think you have my name in the link for this. Also, I am on Facebook, Phylanice Nashe on Facebook, and then same on LinkedIn. So I my business community, I keep in touch with people there, and just like to see what's going on. So LinkedIn is especially for anyone who is thinking about having business via LinkedIn.
Oh, you forgot one more. MySpace. You didn't go on your MySpace.
What's that?
You didn't give them your MySpace name. You know I had to get you with that. You know, you got to give them the MySpace.
That's not even around anymore.
Oh, man, I had to get you with that. And I'm going to let you have the last comment. So if you have anything to say to the people, whether it's encouraging, whatever, I'm going to shut up for a minute. And you got it. You got the floor. Counselor.
Thank you. Thank you. So, people of the court, no. What I really want people to take from this is, number one, you got to keep God first. Because he will guide and order your steps, and have a mission, have a reason for the things that you're doing, because you will find that when you bring people on to work with you, make sure that they believe in your mission and not just there to collect a paycheck. And then also in this time of coronavirus, I want to just encourage people to be safe. Stay strong. This will pass. This is not the first pandemic that we've experienced. We just have to be very, very careful. And then, make sure that you keep in touch with your friends and your family. This really has been a time for people to reconnect and be to their loved ones and their spouses, and utilize this time. Sometimes the Lord uses things to make you sit still, and some working on something else that you can't see, but he's preparing something for you. So don't force it. If you need to take some time to gather yourself and your health and your well-being and to reconnect with your family, do that, because we'll be out to see one another very, very soon. But yeah, if like I said, reach out if you have questions about any of the things that we talked about today. I'd be more than happy to connect with
So you just heard it from the counselor. So, man, Phil, I call her affectionately Phil. Y'all got to get to that level of that friendship with her, but I can call her Phil. And thank you very much for being a part of my show, and you supporting it. And I really do. I admire you and your family, your husband, and what you've accomplished. I have seen a good part of the journey watching. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And the same goes for you and Philanda and the kids. It's right back at you. You guys have grown tremendously. I am thankful that I was able to see y'all when I was in LA in December. And I'm so very, very proud of you and Philanda. You guys are doing a wonderful job. The kids are beautiful. I haven't seen them since they were so small. They look like both of you. So you guys are doing a wonderful job, and just stay on the grind.
I'm in it. I ain't going nowhere, and we gonna make it. We gonna make it. In another Jadakiss song, we gonna make it. So I love and appreciate your family, and I'll be in touch very soon. And Turner, you up next. I gotta holler at you and get on his schedule.
Let me give a shout out to my love, because I'm thankful that he's on here. I'm like, are you on Instagram? He's like, I'm on Instagram. Yes, thank you, sweetie, for all this.
You there, Phil? Okay.
I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
going to release you because I have to get ready for another interview. I have two dynamic women I had to talk to today. Coming up next, within about 8 minutes, is Taja V. Simpson, lead actress on the show The Oval. She'll be coming in and sharing her story and encouraging all of us to keep moving forward. So thank you. Remember to love God, love yourself, love people. Peace.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.